Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some bridge. Today is the start of the July. I guess they call it BBO Fest, the thing they do like once a month that includes, among other things, the 3-day Stars and Platinum Robot Individual. Whereas the only one of those events I really play in is the Stars and Platinum Individual. But that's July 7th to 9th this month, so I will be playing in that. I think historically I have done all 3 days every time, but I never make any promises. I might forget. And there's a local tournament starting on the 9th. So it's possible I could be like too tired to finish or whatever, or it just wouldn't line up for me. So anyway, I plan to play, but no guarantees. This is a higher quality event than the usual free day longs. There's still plenty of bozos out there, but there's a lower percentage of bozos than usual. 16 boards of match points usually takes me over an hour to get through the whole thing, so that's your warning. I guess you can just look on YouTube and see how long the video is, but I can't. It is best hand. I forget if they use the advanced Gibbs. I don't think they do. About the robots. Yeah, so there's supposed to be a... Yeah, it doesn't say. Some of these things, like if I looked at this event, for example, it just has a simpler... No. Oh, well, this one uses the new Ben thing. I don't even know. It's different. Whatever. Anyway, I believe that... Oh, it says right here, Robot Advanced. Okay, cool. So that's one of the nice things about this event as well, is they use somewhat smarter robots. Oh, this is the wrong event! Okay, the one I was actually playing in also uses... No, that's not the right one. This one. Yes, uses Advanced. So the 3-day Robot Survivor is kind of like, if you aren't eligible for the Stars and Platinum. But they do narrow down the field by eliminating the bottom half every day. So, we're in 3 spades. After opening 2-0, partner just dropped us there. I have 20, partner has 3, so the opponent has 17. I can place East with the Ace of Diamonds, of course. The 2 could be a singleton. I guess we'll find out. It is. Let's hang on to that 7 in case I want a beer. Haha. The good news is West has to lead something. Everything sucks. Let's put in at 10 so I can repeat the spade finesse. Okay. So let's think about this hand from Dummy's perspective. The diamonds are winners. There's no losers in hearts. There's one loser in clubs, right? So... I'm pretty sure what we want to do now is lead a spade. Yeah, trying to rough out the hearts is just crazy. We'd run out of trump before that would make me happy. But do we take the spade finesse? West might well have had to lead from like King X or something and just hoped his partner had a card. Probably not, though. Actually, maybe Ace of Hearts heart isn't so crazy. Because then if I... So, okay. I could certainly make 4. I could lose at most one more trick by just playing the Ace of Spades. There's only 2 spades out there, so if this drops the king, I'll claim the rest, pitching my clubs on diamonds and then roughing Dummy's club. But if the ace doesn't drop the king, I can still do the same thing, and I'll just end up losing the king of spades at some point. So, finessing in spades could only be worthwhile if it produced more tricks than that, i.e. all of them. And I can only... If the spade finesse works and is necessary, that'll be because East was dealt king third of spades, and so I won't be able to rough dummy's club. I'll have to cash the ace to drop the king. In that case, I can try the club finesse, but could I do better? And I'm wondering if I could play a club heart squeeze. If so, ace of hearts heart now would be a good foundation for that, right? Ace of hearts heart ruff, spade finesse. Oh no, the suit isn't breaking. Ace of spades and another heart ruff. Now dummy is out of... everyone's out of spades, so you have to cash the diamonds immediately. But then if... No, I don't think that's going to work. I think I'm just going to take the spade finesse. Okay. So I think you just cash the spade, ace of hearts, heart ruff, cash the diamonds, club finesse. There's not really any universe where you can set up the hearts or like... If any heart club squeeze is going to work, it'll be against West. And that... there's just like... Sorry. If any one player is guarding both hearts and clubs, it'll be West, because West showed up with only 2 cards in spades and diamonds. 3 cards. 2 and 1. So West has 10 cards in hearts and clubs. There's no way East is the only one guarding both suits. So... against West, the squeeze doesn't work. The threats are positioned wrong. So I think you just cash this. And take the club finesse. The funny thing is you can get a... you can cash the clubs now or later. It doesn't really matter. Unless you're trying for the squeeze, which again... is not going to work. And so I'll take the club finesse first, and that way I'll have hung on to the 7 of diamonds to beer with if they don't tap me in hearts, but they will. No, they didn't. They're giving me a beer. How nice. So indeed, West was guarding clubs, and I believe had the only heart card as well. Yeah. But the squeeze just doesn't work. He's positioned over both threats. Unless you can make the 8 of clubs a threat, which is not realistic. East can beat the 8 of clubs with the jack. So I don't think I could have done any better there. I guess that's pretty easy to tell, yeah. Okay. 3 no trump. 1, 3... We have certainly 5 diamond tricks. Even if the suit is 4-0, this lead has let me win the 10. Only 1 spade stopper means we'll have a little bit of trouble. We won't have a lot of time to do other stuff. But a low heart to the queen ought to be fine, or a low heart to the 10. Either of those could produce a trick. So I guess the point of the hand is deciding which of those to do, and then maybe squeezing out some extra possibility in the ending. Although, probably not. I suppose you could also try to play for some kind of elimination, where you force the opponents to lead hearts for you. But they have so many black suit winners that this would have to be a strip squeeze, not just a strip, and... So, like, that's the kind of thing that would work if one player had the queen and jack of clubs. You could maybe squeeze them out of all their spades and force them to lead a heart when you exit a club. But I think it's more straightforward and better to just, like, try a low heart to one of the honors. I don't know which. Okay, diamonds are 4-0, so East is much more likely to have a heart card than West is, since he has fewer diamonds and therefore more hearts on average. So low heart to the 10 is looking better than low to the queen. And I think I may as well just do that now. Okay, well that settles that. Looks like East had both, so low to the queen would not have succeeded. Where are we now? I have 2 losers now. Well, assuming they win this heart, I'll have 2 losers. And I imagine they will. Oh, really? That's a surprise. Why did he stick in the jack then? Huh. Oh. He only had Jack X left. So he was dealt Jack third and pitched down to Jack X and then stuck in the jack. What a weird play. Okay. So West actually had 4 hearts and 4 diamonds. What did East pitch on the diamonds? He pitched a heart, and then I thought it was a club, but it might have been a spade. And he's now pitching another club. It's an awful lot of clubs you're pitching, East. What a weirdo. Okay. Oh my goodness, these guys are bad sometimes. I mean, I don't know. East doesn't know the layout. For all he knows, his spades are important, right? It is tough to find the right discards there, I suspect. Getting no information from partner for the first, 7 tricks, and you have to find something to pitch. 8 tricks, actually. Yeah, and East is down to queen third of both black suits. He can see north but not south. What do you pitch here? A good human defender a good human sitting west would solve this problem for East by giving suit preference signals in the red suits to indicate the presence of a spade card. I mean, would maybe do that. It's the kind of thing where you don't necessarily want to give that information to declarer, but I don't think it's too far-fetched to imagine the partner will have a discard problem. And you can solve that for him by saying, I have a spade card. All right, you lead the 6 of diamonds, then play the 9 and then the 7, or the jack and then the 9 and then the 7 to scream spades. And then partner will figure out to pitch those and keep clubs. Okay, 20 points opposite 9. The opponents have 11. Okay, the auction means that doesn't tell me too much. There's an elimination position in hearts, right? Where we're never going to get a third heart trick leading the suit ourselves unless the queen drops. But if we can get them to lead hearts and lead away from the queen, we might score a heart trick. And the rest of the hand looks amenable to setting up that kind of elimination. But I think the play in the diamond suit at trick 1 is pretty important. You have to play the king, right? East clearly has the ace, and so the king won't win. But if I play low, and East would obviously duck, or put in the jack or the 10 or something, and then I'd get the queen. Right? West doesn't have both the jack and 10. Oh, what am I doing? We're in no trump, not spades. Why are we in no trump? Partner said, do you want to play spades? And I said, well, I do have 4 of them, but I have a 4-3-3 hand. Ugh, okay. This makes things more difficult. Because now I just have one spade, the diamond stopper. And I'm rather unlikely to be able to exit and get them to lead a heart for me. I also am now no longer so sure who has the ace of diamonds. It could be that the king would actually win. I think it's even more important to play the king now that I know I'm playing a no-trump contract. If East has the ace, he kind of has to play it, and that means I can at least duck the second round and win the third. Meaning if diamonds are 5-3, I can perhaps cut off their communications. And if West has the ace, the king will win, and I can treat West as the safe hand and like finesse into him in spades. Yeah, I mean, the 9 could be right if West's holding were like... No, it couldn't. Well, yeah. If West's holding were like Jack 10, 8, 6 or something. Or Jack 10, 7, 6. From which, Jack 10, 7, 6, if you were going to lead the suit, you would lead low. But I think it's much more likely that something good happens if we play the king. Okay, there's the ace. Unlucky, but... We duck this, and then finesse into East. I guess I don't need dummies hearts for anything. Like, you could pitch a club and then later pitch a heart, but I guess just may as well pitch a heart immediately. So it was 6 ace. Now... Then 5, 10. Okay. 3. So East is... If East were a human, this defense would indicate a 3-card diamond holding. And that's consistent with what West is doing. Jack 10, 8, 7, 6. You might lead the Jack, I suppose, but you might not. So we play the ace of spades. East. Okay. That's a funny play, East. I'm actually wondering now if West is the one with 3 diamonds and East has 5, and West was unblocking to perhaps produce an entry for East? But I still don't know. Like, that would be a good play from Queen X. Would it be a good play from Queen Jack X? I think so. Because for all he knows, I only have 2 spades, and his partner could have 10 third. Although I could still stop them from ever getting an entry if West had Queen Jack X. I don't think that would be a good play, actually. So I don't think West has 3. I think he unblocked from Queen X to try to give his partner an entry. I was planning to finesse into East because I thought West was the safe hand, but this Queen play, I suddenly think East is the danger hand. Yeah, okay, cool. Got to psychoanalyze the robots a little bit. West found a cool play, but that cool play on this particular hand happened to reveal to me... Yeah, and East was the one with 5 diamonds. Well, very unlucky, West. I think you found a good play, and it just so happened the layout was just right that this threw the contract instead of... instead of saving it for you. Well, I got a good result on that board, but... I mean, okay, yes. I sort of deserve it for, like... Okay, this is the result anybody would get. They would, like, if you weren't thinking about safety plays, you would just play ace, king of spades, and you'd be lucky, and wouldn't that be nice? But, well, actually, if West hadn't unblocked in spades when ace small small, and I'd played a low spade, if I was still thinking of West as the danger hand, I would have played the king and been rewarded. So I guess it would have come out the same. But I think I had the wrong idea, and I should have thought a little bit more about the diamond suit. When West led the suit, I thought, okay, he's probably the one with 5. And East's 5-3, yeah, you would play that from 3, but you would also play it from 5. And importantly, what? If West had held these last 2 diamonds, his suit would have been Jack 10, 8, 7, 6. And the 6 is not a very typical lead from that, right? You would lead the 7 if you were going to lead 4th best, which I think the robots usually do. But Jack from Jack 10, 8, 7, 6 is, I think, the best normal lead, right? There's less risk of giving away a trick by leading. So against suit contracts, you usually lead from 2-card honor sequences. Against no trump contracts, 2-card honor sequences, you'd usually rather lead low because you want to find your partner with something. But if the 2-card honor sequence is supported by many spots that are just a little distance away, it's often better to lead the honor sequence. Like, King, Queen, 10, 9, for example, or even King, Queen, 10, 8, you would probably lead the king or the queen, depending. You wouldn't lead the 8. The same thing applies here. Jack 10, 8, 7. You can afford the jack. And so I should have realized that actually West was the one with 3 diamonds, and East had 5. In which case I would play the safety play in the other direction. King of spades. Well, to be really safe, you could play a low spade to the 10. No, there's no need for... Yeah, no need for that. It doesn't ever help. I thought about it some during the hand and decided it doesn't help. So king of spades, and then low to the 10. When East plays the jack, if you're thinking of East as the danger hand, you have no choice but to go up with the ace. And it turns out okay. But... yeah, I don't know. What... I guess the point of the safety play that I was making of cashing the ace first and then finessing it the other is only relevant if you drop a stiff honor. If you drop a small stiff, like, there's nothing interesting happening. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Next hand. So I sort of got away with poorly analyzing things on that hand. And also, by the way, never mind. Let's not go to the next hand. Let's look at this one some more. Ducking the diamond. If the spades are coming in, and you know that, it would be kind of cool to win the second diamond instead of the third, and then you could try to end play somebody who has the Queen of Hearts, and a diamond card, right? It doesn't end up working on this hand. I don't think you should try it, but it could be double dummy wrong to duck the second diamond, I guess is what I'm getting at. Okay, we're in 3-0. Nobody bid. Given ample opportunity to bid at the 1 level. So spades are likely 4-4. We have 11 opposite 17 is 28. I mean, it's possible that one of them has like king 5th of spades and nothing else or whatever, but probably not. Not a fan of this diamond lead. Obviously, I could cash 10 tricks here. No problem. I could win this trick and take a diamond finesse, or play a spade to the queen. But if they win that trick, they could cash several diamonds, and I would be making less than 10 tricks. So one very safe way to play for another possible trick is to duck a couple tricks and then play some kind of squeeze once I'm down to one loser. Although actually that doesn't work, because I have no entries to the south hand after cashing all the tricks. So if there is a squeeze here, you would have to play for a two-loser squeeze, which sort of lets you use the opponents as an entry. So that would mean ducking one diamond, then winning and cashing some stuff and seeing what happens. I don't think I need the third spade for anything. But I guess I definitely don't need the fourth heart for anything. Well, that's not true. If I finessed in hearts and it succeeded, then the fourth heart could be a threat. But I don't think I am finessing in hearts, right? Too dangerous? Yeah, let's pitch a heart. East plays the king. So this should indicate that West holds the queen. You shouldn't put 100% faith in the robot's signals, but I think this is one you can reasonably assume is accurate. Plus, West's lead of the suit suggests some strength. You could win this. Maybe I don't have to duck. If I were to win this and then like take a heart finesse into East, he could return a diamond. If it were low, I could put in the 8 and lose at most 2 diamonds. If it were the 10 or 9, I could cover and still lose at most 2 diamonds. Maybe I was wrong to pitch a heart. Because I think actually yeah, that would be losing 2 diamonds and a heart, which is not really any worse. I think actually I was more afraid of the heart finesse than I should have been. The diamond 8 is a really important card that I did not give enough respect in the early analysis. Okay. And I think that any, like, strip squeeze that you could play is, like, kind of less than 50% because it's roughly 50% to be working, but you also have to read it correctly. So I think it's better to just take the heart hook, and I should have hung on to that heart. Okay. And now we claim. The strip squeeze would have worked if I duck the first diamond right here. If we look at double dummy, it'll say you have to play low here, I think. Is that true? I think so. Yeah. Because, well, here, let's look at it in the hand viewer. I'll show you. If I win this, and then just cash a bunch of clubs, pitching spades, I guess. East has some diamond pitches that he doesn't mind making. They're not doing anything. And you can afford a heart as well, because I pitched one. I don't know, I guess pitch a heart, whatever. And you can pitch this diamond. Well, no, the diamond is important. So, yeah, the diamond is your exit card, so that I can't squeeze you. Or so that I can't throw you in. You can always exit a diamond to your partner who will take some tricks. Yeah, East pitches a spade. South pitches, let's say, a heart. And you can try ace of spades spade to set up the queen, or just load the queen, or whatever. But East can exit with a diamond to his partner, who cashes 2 diamonds, and they've taken 3 tricks. Compare that to what happens if I duck this diamond. Now East will have 1 fewer card that he's able to hang on to in the ending. And so as I cash all these things, he'll have to keep all the same cards in the majors and the 9 of diamonds, but he'll have 1 fewer card in his hand. And you just can't do all of that. I think I pitched too many diamonds for West while I was doing this. This is... Oh, no. He actually played both of those. He hasn't discarded any diamonds. Right. So East can pitch 1 spade. That's fine. But now this last club really makes him unhappy. Pitch a spade, I play ace and then queen, both winning. Pitch a heart, dummy's diamonds run. Dummy's hearts run. So he pitches a diamond. And then I cash all the winners in one of the 2 suits and exit in that suit, right? Ace of spades, spade to the king. East is then played into leading into the ace, king, jack. Ace, king of hearts, jack of hearts. East has to lead away from the king of spades, and the queen holds. So this is the kind of ending I was imagining when I was talking about a strip squeeze. But I eventually decided that it's worse to play for that than it is to just play for the heart finesse. And I think that's true. Because in the ending, it would be quite scary to actually take... to cash the things necessary to make that happen. And it's not any more likely to work than just a normal finesse is. So you could make 5 here, but I think I played it correctly. What is this? Oh, it's a spade raise, of course. Sure. I don't have a lot of tricks, partner. I'm not sure how we got here. I mean, I'm not going to make it. If we're very lucky, I'll lose just 2 clubs, a diamond, and a spade for down 1. But if that's happening, the opponents were not going to make 4 spades, so minus 200 would be a disaster in a match point game. This isn't a match point game, it's a just declare hand, so everyone's playing the same hand, so none of those considerations really matter, but still one thinks about them. And of course, realistically, I suspect West has kind of a heart stack, and so we'll lose some hearts as well. East probably does have the ace of spades, that's some consolation. I don't think I need to unblock in hearts yet, so let's play low on this and see what happens. Okay, East has one. That's nice. I mean, I think I just play another. Okay. Not a surprise. I don't know. This hand looks kind of uninteresting. Really? Okay. So West has the ace of diamonds, one imagines. East has 2 aces, but is a passed hand. West's not a passed hand. West didn't overcall, but West didn't get a chance to open. Queen, Jack, 10 of hearts, and ace of diamonds is 7. Pretty good clubs, I guess. I mean, yeah, this hand, there's nothing interesting happening here. I'm just going to go down 2 like everybody else. Should be flat as a pancake, this board. How could you mess this up? Hard to say. It doesn't show me, right? Not until we're done. Okay. We're in 6 spades, and West has doubled 5 clubs to remind himself to lead to lead clubs. Very funny. Yeah. West knew he would be on lead, but made the lead directing double anyway. And now has even led it, giving away the king of clubs for me. So we have probably, well, certainly 5 spade tricks if we play the suit correctly, right? Even if it's 4-0, you can cash the king first and then finesse the jack wherever it appears. There might be some other considerations in the hand that would lead me to not do that. Like if I need to take a bunch of roughs in the north hand, which I think is what I want to do. So I might lose a spade. But what I want to do is I want to rough 3 of South's clubs in the north hand. And then pitch South's heart on a diamond. The problem is I'm a little light of entries to do all that, right? Rough a club, ace of diamonds, rough a club, ace of hearts, rough a club. Okay, great. But now king, queen of spades, and I can't necessarily get back to the south hand to finish drawing trump. I guess I can play the king, queen of spades first. I don't think that ever really costs a trick, and it certainly could help. If the suit is 2-2, I could then just claim. And if it's not, well, we'll see, I guess. Okay. I'll rough these 2 clubs and pitch a heart on a diamond. I saw a thing on the about for this tournament, by the way, or I guess in the description of the BBO Fest, that claims these deals are selected to be challenging for even the most expert players. But like, I just don't understand what they could mean by that, because there's so many hands in here that are, they obviously don't have a human selecting things. So what they mean is they've written an algorithm to try to weed out boring hands, which I guess in principle I'm semi-okay with. If we're already playing something other than real bridge because we're playing best hand, then you might as well make it like interesting hand as well. Why not? But I don't know what algorithm they've chosen, because sometimes these hands are quite interesting. Like the first 4 I thought were pretty cool, or reasonably cool anyway. They had interesting features. But hands 5 and 6, there's just nothing to do. Oh, it's gonna be more than an hour. It's gonna be like an hour and a half, huh? Huh. Anyway, we're in 2 hearts after opening 2 hearts. I have 6 points. Dummy has 13. That's 19. They have 21 between them. We're losing 2 spades and 2 clubs for sure. We might lose a 3rd club. We might lose a heart. It would be nice if I could pitch a club on a spade someday. Or if they just lead clubs, and as long as they don't take a rough, I have a club stopper. Okay. So I don't really see any reason to deviate from the normal play in Trump. Okay. So this definitely won't be a top. Some weirdos out there will get hearts right. Maybe there's a reason to do it, but I don't see it, right? You could lead the jack of hearts on the first round of the suit instead of crossing the ace. Right here, double dummy will say, yeah, lead a low heart. which I did. Well, not low, but Jack 10 or 9. And then don't cover. But I don't see any reason to do that. You don't know much about the East-West shape. And it is worse if you don't know anything about their hands to finesse on the first round versus the second. Because running the Jack now, you succeed whenever West was dealt. Right. You succeed whenever West was dealt Queen X. Well, there are other lines where you succeed, like West was dealt stiff Queen, but then anything works, right? You get a better result by finessing West only if West was dealt Queen X or Queen third. Whereas, actually, is it just the same? No. Whereas by leading the ace and then finessing East, you get a better result if East was dealt Queen X or Queen third or stiff Queen. Because that's a layout you pick up that you weren't going to pick up if you had played it the other way. West having stiff Queen, either line gets the prize. That's the difference. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so if we knew a lot about the East-West shape that would have told me that West is more likely to have long hearts than East or something, sure, finesse against West. But we had no such information, so just taking the normal line seems clearly right, even though it doesn't happen to work this time. 1 no. I have 8, dummy has 13, that's 21. West didn't open, nobody overcalled at the 1 level. Seems pretty normal to play low here. The question is, where am I getting my tricks? Do I go after diamonds? Do I continue spades for them? If they're on their toes, they'll switch to a club, I think. And so I only have a limited amount of time. And I don't necessarily even have enough entries to enjoy the diamonds, even if they do set up. I believe you pitch the Jack here, right? I guess I don't see a reason to, really. It's not like I need dummy entries. If I'm going to lead spades, it would be nice if I actually got to stay in hand, I think. You know what? I immediately regret that. Because if East had switched to a club and I win ace and then I play like ace of diamonds diamond, I'm already out of dummy entries, so I don't know. But they let a heart, which, okay, fine, I'll just play low. No need to do anything fancy here. I guess it's nice that they don't know I have the Jack of spades. East had the king as well. Oh well. Well, they're doing all my work for me. We're now down to just 2 losers here. You could potentially end play someone if West had Queen Jack of clubs, and you could force West to lead the suit. For example, suppose West had also the King Queen of diamonds. You could cash the Ace of diamonds and 3 major suit cards. West has to come down to 4 cards. If he comes down to only 2 clubs, you could cash the suit. So he has to keep 3 of those, meaning only 1 diamond, and you throw him in. But if East has any diamonds, either diamond honor, that won't work. And you also need West to have both club honors, so it seems unlikely. And you could lose quite a few tricks if you played it that way. Whereas I believe if you play Jack of Diamonds now, trying to lose a diamond trick while potentially isolating a guard, you could play for like a one loser squeeze. And if this is covered, I believe I duck. Okay, it's not. Okay, I appreciate that. So now I can pitch 2 of my diamonds and 1 club. And it looks like nobody was squeezed. Yeah, we can say that for certain. Well, okay, now we can say it for certain. It could have been the one player was dealt like Jack X of clubs and the other one was squeezed out of Queen 5th and a diamond card or something. I don't think I could do a lot better there. I mean, I don't know what double dummy is going to be. Okay. Yeah, they should beat me. That's what I thought. It seemed like they were being helpful. All right, I'm back. I took a break at the halfway point. I think we were done discussing the last hand, right? I said that it felt like they were being helpful. Anyway. Feels like we're having a decent session so far. Nothing incredible, but I don't think I made any blunders. Just a couple plays that didn't work out as well as another play would have. Board 9, we're in 4 hearts. East didn't open. West didn't overcall 2 clubs, but that's not saying much. Not a lot of dummy entries, huh? Well, eventually in hearts. So I think I want to win this and play a diamond to the queen. If West has the ace, that'll give me a chance to take the diamond finesse. So heart finesse. If not, I'll just have to play ace of hearts heart. And then I'll lose a spade and 2 diamonds? Like, pretty hard to avoid all that. There's a potential threat. Like, you could maybe set up some kind of squeeze in these 2 suits if you knew ahead of time that it wasn't worth trying to take the heart finesse. But that seems like a questionable choice. I suppose one thing you could try would be leading the king of diamonds. Because if East has the ace, it's right for him to duck that to deny me entry to the dummy. Well, I mean, if the heart finesse is working, he should deny me a dummy entry, but he might not know that. It could cost me something, like it could be double dummy wrong if like I lead the king, it holds, then load the queen, and then the diamond ruff. Would be sad. But I think most of the time it's worth a try. It should gain me a trick more often than it loses it. Even though double dummy, I think it almost never gains a trick. East will be under some pressure and might make a mistake. If I could see all the cards, I would maybe do something different. Like if I know the heart finesse is losing, I would just cash hearts and try for some sort of strip squeeze in... I don't even know if there's even really one. There are some that could exist that seem rather unlikely. But if I could see all the cards, I might play one of them, of course. But I can't. So let's try the king of diamonds. Okay, West did have the ace, so load the queen would have worked at least as well. Unblocking the 4 here, just in case I want the 3 as an entry to dummy someday. Okay, good. Well... pretty unlikely that I'll avoid losing these 2 tricks, huh? But if that were going to happen, it would start like this. I would unblock the club. And then you could cross in hearts and lead a low club. And then if the king of clubs were doubleton and the other guy had jack seventh of clubs, that would be cool. More likely, though, I think, is that I could exit in either spades or diamonds now, and whoever wins the trick doesn't have any cards in the other. Like, I exit a spade, and the player who wins it doesn't have any diamonds, or vice versa. I haven't paid enough attention to the spots to really know which of those is more likely. But then they would be forced to lead a club for me, and if they're leading a club away from the king, that would give me a trick. The thing is, I guess they could arrange to win the card I'm exiting with in either hand, perhaps. Which would mean that whoever has... Like, if I exit a spade, whoever has a diamond could arrange to win the spade trick, right? So I think my best chance is that, like, West has... Because we know West has spades. He might well have 5. And that would be a suit that... Therefore, East couldn't arrange to win. I don't know. I mean, I think... I kind of need both suits splitting 5-2 for this to work. And splitting 5-2 in the other direction. Right? One of them having 5 of one and 2 of the other. I don't know. Let's just play a spade. Yeah. Oh well. King wasn't doubleton. Nothing I could have done there. West had cards in both suits. Now, suppose I could see all the cards at trick 1. Then I think I could have done better, actually. Let's not look at double dummy just yet. Let's play this out. But a spade, which I win, right? Now I play a low diamond. West has to win this, or I lose only one. West has to duck, rather, or else I win only one. I lose only one diamond. So we win the queen. We take the heart finesse. I suppose East ducks. Pitch a spade. Sure, I guess. Ace of clubs. And now, king of spades, spade. What's West supposed to do? A spade gives me a rough slough, a club sets up the queen of clubs, and a diamond gives me the king of diamonds. So, the king of diamonds actually does cost me a trick double dummy. As I said that it might. But I still think it makes sense to give East a chance to win if he has the ace, which would have helped me. And this end play is not super likely. If I had played a low diamond to the queen, winning, heart finesse winning, I think I would try this end play against West, because what else is there to do? And it would have worked. So I suspect this should be a fairly bad score. Because it seems natural to lead a diamond to the queen. And a lot of BBO players won't find the end play, but some of them will. So this shouldn't be better than like 40%, I would think. Huh, king of spades. Okay. So West had, I imagine, the ace and king, because this would be a strange lead from king X given North bid the suit. Ace and king, but didn't overcall, so probably only like 4 spades, maybe even 3. $14 and 7 is 21. They have 19. Okay. 6. So if the diamond honors are divided, you should play low here, forcing East to play an honor, and then finesse West for the other one, right? That's a typical thing to do here. But the 6 is pretty high. And so it could be that West's holding is like 6-3 doubleton or something. And if you try to a play like that, you would lose the second diamond to East, and then West would get a diamond ruff, and it would all be quite unpleasant. And I don't know that West necessarily would switch to a diamond from, like, honor 3rd or 4th. Right? Like, why isn't West just playing a heart? Why attack diamonds? I think it's more likely West has a doubleton diamond. Something like 2-3-4-3, maybe? No? Wrong? I got the suit order wrong. 4-3... 4-3-2-4, something like that? Yeah. I don't really need dummies hearts to ruff clubs. It would be nice to ruff 2 clubs, but that's never going to happen. I can just... Yeah. I only have 1 dummy entry, though. Should I use it to finesse in clubs? Because the heart finesse might not even do anything. Right, if hearts are 3-3 and I play low to the jack and West wins the ace, I'm still losing a trick to the queen because I can't finesse again. I maybe could if I took the heart finesse and then got back to dummy with a club ruff, but then I wouldn't have any hearts, so that doesn't work. So I think the heart finesse, it only succeeds if East has queen doubleton. And in that case, I'm still losing a trick to the 9. So I'll still lose 2 trumps. What if you just let this diamond run around to the king 10 and then play king of hearts? Then you retain the option to finesse in diamonds. And you can try to hold the heart losers to 2 by squashing the 9 on the first 3 rounds of the suit. I guess. Later you can consider using the diamond entry for a club finesse. I guess this all makes sense. Uh-oh. 9 showed up really early. I guess it's the queen 9 doubleton? No. Very unfriendly heart. Well, I mean, okay. West having ace queen 5th of hearts is certainly bad. But at least East had the 9. West really can't want to lead, huh? Every suit West leads is poison. He just hates it. I think we just play Jack of Hearts here. If we could somehow get West to lead hearts 2 more times, we could lose only 1 heart trick, but get real. I might as well just accept that I'm going to lose 2 and try to get West to lead as often as I can. Hard exit? Club. Okay. It's interesting. That's good to see. I've found the queen. Well, well, well. I'm reasonably sure that East has the diamond on her. So I wonder if I can elope with the three of hearts and get West to rough East's diamond winner. That would require West to have 4 clubs, which is possible. And I don't think there's any harm in trying it. Like, just cash some clubs here. I believe East has pitched 1 club. So I guess that means West would be roughing this, if I've counted. But if I'm not sure I've counted correctly, to be honest. I wasn't really paying much attention to club discards, but I think East pitched 1. I mean, if that were the case, I don't think I could do much. Ah! East didn't pitch 1. Okay, I think we're getting a lucky break here. West is going to have to rough a diamond loser for me. Cash a heart. I don't think you have to cash here, but it doesn't hurt. And play a diamond. Yeah, West can't rough this. Because if he does, I just play low and win the rest. But now, we know West's last 2 cards are 1 heart, no diamonds, no clubs, therefore 1 spade, which, by the way, we know is the ace. So we rough this, and East's diamond winner is followed up by West's heart winner, and they end up getting only 1 out of those 2 tricks. Nice. That should score fairly well, I think. Okay, not too much to learn from this auction, I think. We have like all the high card points, so the fact that opponents didn't bid isn't telling me much. West could be underleading the 10-9 of diamonds, in which case playing low would be nice. I don't see much advantage to playing high anyway, I suppose. Sure. Okay. That's 1 success. So I now have at most 2 losers. I suspect from the club switch that West actually has the queen of clubs, because East would probably lead the queen with the 10 just sitting there. Maybe? I don't know, maybe not. But if I just duck this club, and it loses the queen, I take the rest, making 5. It's possible I could make 6 by rising. Right, try the heart finesse. But I don't have any particular reason to believe the heart finesse will succeed. And I could be taking myself down to just 10 tricks. Or wait, how many? Yeah. By rising here, I could be throwing away my 11th trick. But probably not. That would only be the case if, like, hearts were 4-2 and East had the queen and the spades didn't split and there wasn't some squeeze. I think if you believe West has the queen of clubs, which I think is not certain but likely, I think you can do better than just losing a trick to it. Because you might be able to make 6 here. Right? How realistic is it to make 6? I mean, if the heart finesse works, I'm back up to 11 tricks already. And then I have, like, hearts 3-3 or a squeeze as ways to produce that 12th trick. Yeah. I don't want to lose this club. Good. I think I cashed the hearts, right? It doesn't seem like it would hurt to cash diamonds as well. Because ultimately I'm going to cash like all 4 red tricks, then cross to hand in spades and cash a club and see what happens. Okay. Claim. Yeah, West did have the queen of clubs, so by playing low and settling for making 5, I would have been throwing away a trick. So that should be at least a little above average. Some people will take the easy way and get just 11 tricks. This must be an informative auction. What information does it give me? Well, let's see. We have 5 high card points. Partner has 13. That's 18. So the defenders have 22 between them. West shows about 13, give or take a point. So East has about 9, give or take a point. Apparently a 5-card spade suit that he didn't want to sign off in 2 spades over after 1 no, but after 2 spades he did. Wow, what a brave 2 hearts bid I made. I'm not saying it's bad, but unfavorable? It's exciting. That's match points, baby. Okay, so fine. And then I ripped partner's double because I don't really have my overcall. Very funny. Okay, so East has like 5 spades, but they're not that good. West has about 13 points. East has about, what did I say, 9? Yeah. Obviously, East's clubs include the ace and at least one of the queen or jack, or West would be leading something different. That's already 5 of East's 8 points. He doesn't have room for that much more. Probably a spade card. But if I had to guess, it's the queen, not the ace. West would have led his partner's suit most of the time, so I wonder if the ace is making it feel unsafe for him to do that. Not sure. Ace 10. That's an interesting play. I guess, okay, that makes sense. Dummy has the 9. So this is a surround play that East is making from ace. Well, wait. What holding would that be? Ace, queen, 10? That doesn't make sense. The surround play only helps if your partner has the jack, right? It would make sense if East holding were like ace 10x or ace 10-8 or something. No, because you need to have another honor above that for it to make sense. It's like ace, queen, 10-8, but then what are you hoping your partner has? What's the point? Where are the queen and jack of clubs? This doesn't add up. Maybe East has all of them. Was dealt ace, queen, jack, 10 of clubs? West. West led the 4, didn't they? So it's not a doubleton. Huh. Well, I'm pretty sure West has the Ace of Hearts. West might have the Queen of Hearts, but that doesn't really help me. Finding West with both honors isn't helpful. I have to find them with one honor and guess what it is. And I think the Ace is pretty likely. I have enough heart re-entries to hand that I don't need to attack diamonds right away. I do need to attack hearts right away. I still don't know what the club layout is. Very strange. Huh. Maybe he said ace queen 10-8, but the queen is just crazy, right? Or the 10, I mean. I think West led low from queen jack 4th for some reason. Okay, West did have both hard honors. And this finesse is working. We know just from point count it really can't fail. Alright. Yeah, weird 10, I have to say. What is that catering to? I mean, it's better than the 8. Maybe you're playing, like, what if partner has King X or something? And just led low, even though that's not what partner would do with King X? Maybe that's what East is thinking about. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Queen can't ever gain, and 10 is always better than 8. Sure, okay. I guess it's just like, it's not catering to anything in particular. It's just the right lead to make in this suit. I just didn't think this suit was... I didn't really think about why. But yeah, seeing this, it's like, okay, sure, lead the 8. Makes sense. You can see that the way the diamonds are arranged, I could, in principle, have pitched a loser on the... No, because diamonds are 4-4. 4-2. So I could win 3 diamonds, but I can't win a 4th. And I could have pitched a club on a spade, but, like, they can just catch... I don't think there's anything else I could have done here. Indeed. Down 1. 3 no. Nobody overcalling at the 1 level. So, it's given the spades we have, that's not a surprise, but it does mean that East doesn't have a 1 diamond overcall. Not too surprising given Dummy's diamonds either. Boy, we have a lot of high cards. I can cash 11 tricks, can't I? Yeah. I mean, you could rise with the king here if you believe West has the ace. That would give you 12 tricks. Very risky, though. And if West has the queen, you should play low. So, and I think those are about equally likely, but one of them is way safer than the other. And neither one gains more. So playing low is just obviously correct. Alright, I claim the remainder? Easy hand. I have 13, dummy has 7. That's 20, so they have 20. It's interesting the West chose to lead a trump here. Normally you would prefer to lead partner suit. What this tells me is that I think West has a diamond holding he's afraid to lead. Maybe like King Jack X or something. So the question is, are we playing this as like, which hand are we trying to set up? The north hand or the south hand? You really don't have, well, East probably has the King of Hearts. No guarantees. But, like, East has more points than West, so any cards we're thinking about, East probably has them. So if we could just rough 2 diamonds in the north hand, we could hope that the hearts would set up. Alternatively, we could attack the dummies' spades, but there just aren't enough entries for that to make sense, right? All right, I'll just play the 10 here. Great. Nice to have that suit sorted. And then I think I want to duck a diamond. It's kind of embarrassing if West has a singleton, though. But I don't have so many hand entries that I can just throw away my aces here, I don't think. I guess I could attack hearts first. Ace of hearts, heart. Oh yeah, that threatens to pitch dummy's diamond as well, which is kind of nice. It might, I don't know, get them to do something wrong. I'll probably just continue clubs, though. No. Ooh. Ooh. Now the thing is, it looks like I can rough all dummy's diamonds, but I can't get back to my hand, right? So I have to lose a spade first. I guess you play the king, even though East obviously has the ace. They're just not going to do it, huh? They're not going to draw a trump. Yeah, and then I'll claim on a high cross ruff here. Did not expect to be making 5. I don't know what the defenders thought was going on. But one of them should have led trump at some point after trick 1. I guess it would have to be East because West was never on lead again. Which, by the way, is a reason to play the King of Diamonds when West popped with the 10. Not diamonds, spades. On this trick. If you play low, West can win and maybe feels more comfortable leading spade. Clubs. I guess, I don't know. That's not really a reason. Whoever wins this should lead clubs. I played the king because that restricts the defender's choices of who can win the most. And if East has the ace but no clubs, he would be in some trouble here. They both have a club, so whoever wins it should play a club, but for some reason did not. We're in 1-0. I don't appreciate the heart lead. West didn't open, East didn't overcall. Oh, man. My spades suck, too. How am I going to get any tricks, partner? Why do you put me in these contracts? Of course, it was me. So 1 diamond, 1 no is kind of a funny... Well, not as much... 1 club, 1 no is almost a club raise in standard because it suggests you don't have any other 4-card suits to bid and therefore you have 4 clubs. It doesn't guarantee 4 clubs. according to most people's agreements. But like, if you just think it through, most of the time that you want to bid that, you will have 4 clubs. One diamond, one no is pretty similar, except that it just kind of indicates you have length in at least one of the minors. Doesn't say which. It could be like that I was 3-3, 3-4, or I could be 3-3, 4-3. But I have 4 in at least one minor if I'm bidding one no, right? And so, although 2 club, like 1 diamond, 2 clubs, you don't generally speaking want to bid that with a 4-4 shape. Like if you open this hand a diamond and partner bids a heart, you should bid one no, not 2 clubs. But if partner bids one no, I think you should usually bid 2 clubs here because that finds you an 8-card minor suit fit. Which is not like the greatest thing in the world, and no trump scores better, but I don't know. You kind of know the majors are not going to be a great place for you. Like, you're going to have trouble with those in no trump, given the auction in your hand. So I think you kind of owe. I think 2 clubs is what I would bid with this hand. But Gib didn't do that, so what do we do now? Probably cry. Jeez. You could try to set up another trick in diamonds or clubs. If I could get to the south hand magically, I would attack clubs, but I can't. I can only get there by spending the ace of diamonds. And then, like, you kind of need to lead clubs twice on most layouts to get much benefit. But I don't have a second entry to the south hand. It could be like a low club to the 10, like ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, club to the 10, losing. Then later when you get in, ace of clubs dropping the last club honor from west who had a doubleton. Like that would be ideal if you were going to try that line. I'm tempted here to just win this and exit in a major suit. Just let them take anywhere between 8 and 10 tricks in the majors. When I say the number 10, that line sounds a lot worse than it did in my head. But they probably won't take 10. They'll probably only take 9, right? At most. Like one suit is 5-3, the other one's 4-4. And then then there's still 5 tricks left for me to fight, or no. Then there's still 4 tricks for me to cash, which are the 4 I have right now. But if I win this and, like, I don't know, let's say I attack diamonds low to the 10, trying to set up the last diamond, then they'll be able to cash their 9 major suit tricks plus 1, the diamond I gave them, and I'll only take 3 tricks. So it's just really risky to lose any tricks in a minor right now. So even though exiting with a major risks that they could take 10 tricks, no, it's just so unlikely. Even if both suits are 5-3, they're still only taking 4 hearts and 5 spades, and I can get my 4 still. Most of, probably they'll only take 8 tricks, right? One of the suits will be 4-3. And then I'll have 1 loser left, and maybe some diamond club squeeze could happen or something. I guess I'll put in the jack here, just in case West is led low from King, Queen, 10. Seems unlikely, but I don't see how playing the ace could ever help if I'm planning to exit anyway. Also, East might switch to a club. That would have been nice. So it's 10 to the queen, 3 back to the 6. Okay. There's an added advantage, a psychological advantage you would get against humans by playing a spade here, which is that they might think, oh, spades is a suit where Declare is trying to get tricks. We shouldn't lead that. The robots don't think that way. Okay, hearts were 4-4. That's good news. They're leading a diamond. The thing is, I still can't afford to lose a trick here. So I'm gonna keep going on spades. Okay, both majors were 4-4. The thing is, like, I haven't accomplished anything. I could lose a diamond, but they would just play. I guess, okay. If I had more diamonds in dummy, if I hadn't thrown them all away, but I think I did need to do that. So what I can do is play a club and hope that whoever wins the club is not the player with the last diamond. All right, well, I mean, I got the 4 tricks I started with. And it turns out, actually, with both suits 4-4, I should have attacked clubs or diamonds. So I think, actually, this is a disaster. Because I did have time to set up an extra trick. Yeah, they would have only taken 8 tricks. Should I? I guess that's fair. Maybe I should. No, but it's so. It risks going down 4 to attack, but only pretty rarely, right? Yeah, I think this is gonna be terrible. Because any like normal looking thing you do, attacking clubs or diamonds, those are both gonna work. The only thing that doesn't work is what I did. Leading cards you don't have any honors in. I don't think the average BBOer is going to play that way, so I really should get like a 5% for this or something. Okay, maybe I should take a lesson from that board. All right, we're in 2 hearts for the final board of the match, the session. Okay. Not sure there's too much to this hand. I guess there sort of is. You want to make sure you can get 2 roughs. So if you just draw all the trump, then that won't work. Don't have a ton of entries to the south hand for roughs in the north hand. So the natural thing to do would be to use entries to the north hand to rough in south. Which I think works out okay. Especially now? Question mark? Well, now that I have the ace of hearts as an entry, is it possible I should play diamonds to rough there instead of clubs to rough here? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, this was bad! Well, was it? If I'd played the queen of spades here, I would know whether the suit is 4-1. And I could then finesse the 9. Because East led low to West's 10. And if West was dealt Jack 10 fourth, I should put in the 9 here. But I guess if I led the Queen and East was out, he would be ruffing. And then I'd never be in hand anyway. So I couldn't take the finesse. I think I'm just going to hope that the spades are not 4-1. Because if they are, like... Well, if I put in the 9 here, and I'm wrong, it's extremely expensive. East wins it, draws all the trump, and then they cash all the minors, and I don't think I get any spades. I'll have taken 4 tricks. The king has a much higher... It's safer. But if the suit is 4-1, putting in the 9 is right. I wish I knew. I'll play the safe-looking king. Yeah. Boo. I don't know. Was I supposed to know better? Was I just a coward? Because knowing how the hearts split, it's not a huge surprise that spades are 4-1, right? But it's not guaranteed either. I think those last 2 boards are among my worst. But there was one other I did something that didn't work out well. I don't remember what it was. I mean, there were plenty where I did something that didn't work out, but I don't remember many others where I did something that was bad that I thought would be a disaster. I think it's really just these last 2. Yeah. Okay. A decent performance, nothing incredible. But, yeah, these last 2 hurt. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.